Hello and welcome to another Unity 2D tutorial. Today I'm going to be doing a main menu. So this will be the start button and the quit button. It's quite simple, so it'll be a little bit short tutorial, but it's still useful things to know how to do. So I'm going to start off by going into the scenes folder and I'm going to create a new, and I want a new scene. We're going to name the scene, I'm going to name it main menu. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the main menu. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the hierarchy, I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to UI and I'm going to go down to button text mesh pro. I'm going to open that. What it should do is it should come up with this menu about TMP essentials. What you want to do is import those TMP essentials. Once you've done that, it should say down here that TMP essentials resources haven't been imported, and now you can just close that. So now we should have a button on the screen. If you press F while selecting it in the hierarchy, it should focus on the button, and then you can move around, scroll out a bit if you like. And if you really want to know how it properly looks, you can switch to the game tab and it will show where the button is and how it looks from the game view. What I want to do though is I want to go over to here where it says middle center and it has this weird like cross thing here, and I want to click on that. It should open this anchor presets menu, and what I want to do is I want to hold Alt and I want to click on the center one here, which should set the button to the middle of the canvas. So if I go in here, the button should be directly in the middle of the canvas. What I want to do is I'm going to rename the button and I'm going to rename it Start, because this could be our start button. And I want to open by clicking the arrow next to it, it will open up everything inside the button, and that's how we can change the text. So on this text, I'm going to go down to here where it's just this button, and I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to change it so it says Start. So here's also where you can change the text color if you want. So you can go down here and you can change it whatever color you want. You can make it like bright red or blue or something. I'm just going to keep it black for now. You can also change the size here, or you could just auto size it so it'll just fit the box, but it's kind of weird. I'm not entirely sure why it keeps disappearing like that, but yeah, you can change all the different settings here, including text alignment and whatever else you want. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to, close that, I'm going to go back to the button and I'm going to copy and paste the button again. So copy, paste. So now I should have a second start button. If I drag that down by moving it, it should show that I've got two start buttons. What I want to do is I'm going to change the name of this one to quit. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Open it up, click on text, delete all this, and I'm going to change it to quit. So now I should have two separate buttons, one saying start, one saying quit. If I click play, these buttons right now don't really do anything. Although they show they're like flashing a little bit, they will not do anything. This is because we need to actually set functions inside the button. So if you scroll on here, there's sort of on click things and whatever, but they won't do anything. So what we want to do is go to canvas. We want to add a script. And I'm going to call the script main menu. And I'm going to create an ad. I'm then going to open the script, and it should come up here. The first thing we want to do when using is what we want to do is when somebody clicks start button, we want it to load the other scene that we created with the enemies and the player, whatever. So what we want to do is tell Unity that we're using the scene loader. So what we want to do is go using, right here where it says using Unity Engine, we want to type using, and we want it to be Unity Engine dot scene management. So now if we type different functions in here to do with scene management, Unity should recognize what we're trying to do. Now what we want to do is create a public void, and we want it to be a start button function. Inside it we want to use the scene manager to load a scene, and we want it to be the sample scene. Unless you've renamed it or you've created another scene you want to load, then you name it that, but mine's still called sample scene from when it's created, so I type in sample scene. Now we also want to create a function, but we want it for the quit button too. So if we go public void, and if I go quit button, then I can, instead of typing scene manager or anything, we don't want scene manager, we just want to close the application when the game's built out. So if we do application dot quit, it should close the application once it's built out. We then, so we can check that it's actually working, we want to type debug.log, and if we type in something here like game has quit or it works, whatever, just type something in there and it should come up in the console if it works. So we save that, go back to Unity. What we want to do is we want to go to the start button, and we want to go to onClick here, and we're going to click the plus button. We then want to go to the canvas where our script is. We're going to drag that into where it says none. If we then click on function, and it should show here that our main menu script is here. If we hover over that and then click start button, it should set our start button function to activate once this button is clicked. We then do the same with the quit button, with plus, drag the canvas in, click on no function, main menu, and then instead of the start button we go quit button. They're now both set. What we should do before we hit play though, we want to go to file and we're going to go to build settings. So in here you should just have one scene. You should just have the sample scene or the first scene you created. What we want to do though is we want the main menu scene to be loaded first. So to do that, if we go to our scenes folder, we literally click and drag the main menu above the sample scene or whatever other scenes you have in there, and now it should load the main menu scene first when the game's built out. So then we can close this because it will also save those scenes, and then if we hit play when loading our main menu scene loaded, we should be able to hit quit and it will say game is quit. If we click start, it will load this. That's the end of the tutorial. Thank you for watching.